Hi there, Mark here again, and welcome to part 4 of my build guide for the Tamiya CC-02 chassis. And in this video I'm going to be doing the Ford Bronco 2021 bodywork. And here is that fabulous polycarbonate or Lexan body. As you can see, I've already started and I've cut off the excess of plastic at the bottom of the mould. Here's a bit of it here, so I've got that out of the way. It's much easier to get to the cut lines that you need to do, but I've got to tell you there's a lot more work in doing this body than most other Tamiya bodies, and that's because there is so much more work we've got to do to this to get it to look anything like that. So as I said, the first thing we've got to do is get it cut out neatly, then we've got to spray the inside of the body, and then cut all the holes in the bodywork to fit all these extra plastic pieces. Look at all this stuff here. So you can also see here we've got some light buckets, because after putting all this on we're then going to have to fit a light kit, an LED light kit that does come with this kit. So if we have a quick look at the manual, you can see that it starts here at step 47, explaining how to cut the holes, how to cut out the body using knives and scissors, all the holes you've got to drill, again the sections that you need to cut away. Then you've got the colour scheme, so we've got the main body colour and we've got black for the roof and the front and rear bumpers. Then it shows details of how to mask off the body here to spray the inside. I am going to do that slightly different, as we'll see. You've got how to put all the different decals on, the light buckets, again here you've got your front grille, light buckets, handles, the rear wheel cover, you've got mirrors, and this is putting the roof rack together. Would you believe there's tons and tons of parts. Looks like it's going to be really fiddly. And then finally just mounting that roof rack on the top of the roof. So here are all the stickers or decals. There are some that go around the wheel arches, which I don't think I'll be using because I'm going to try and paint that, as we'll see in a bit. And there are the window masks that I'll need to cut out and get stuck on the inside of the windows, and the light buckets. Right then, so first things first, I've got my curved scissors, I've got my straight edge scissors. I'm not going to use a knife on this one, I don't think. I am going to cut it out by hand, so I'll just start. Obviously really careful, because if you cut in the wrong place you can't stick it back together again. So what I tend to do is to go around, just leave a little bit of a lip, and I'll smooth that off with some wet and dry or some abrasive paper later. So yeah, I'll just carry on and get the rest of it cut out. So there's all the body cut out, and it is quite tricky, I've got to say, especially there's these curves here at the back of the kind of wheel arch, and this corresponding one here is tricky, and then if you can see this part here, you've got these curves around one way and then it curves around the other way. Quite tricky to do. I've spent ages with abrasive paper rubbing these down, making them as smooth as I can get them, and yeah, as a nice smooth curve. Yeah, so it's worth spending some time with some abrasive paper and getting this all smoothed off. Right, as you can see, I've gone ahead and cut out all the window masks. There are quite a lot of them, and there's these ones for the lights as well. The rear ones look tricky because that's 3 different pieces of mask you've got to stick in there. So I'll get on with this. I'll just show you putting one of them on, because they're all going to be the same. It'd be boring watching them all go on. So this is the right rear, and as it says in the manual, I'm going to separate this like that, and then just get my scissors and I'm going to cut a small strip off the middle. Only needs to be a very narrow piece that you cut off. Okay, like that, and then we can use this to slide it into the right position and then push down on that little piece there where the adhesive is and get it in the right place. So let's have a go. As you can see, it says on their right rear, make sure I've got it the right way around, which is going to be that way around. And you might be able to see I've used a sharpening, I've just outlined the edges of the windows so I can get it lined up. So yeah, you can see there's a bit of an overlap. The mask is bigger than the actual window itself, so I suppose that is going to be right. So just get it kind of equidistant with the window lines and press down on that central part, and then we can just peel it off, slide it along. Same with the other side. And then just give it a good firm press down. Obviously concentrating on the very edges, because that's the only bit that might let paint through if we don't press it on hard enough. So I'll just get on with the rest. So that's all the window masks on now, but as I suspected, these rear ones in the lights, which are 3 parts, are a blooming nightmare to get in there. I've got to say, the bigger sticker, that one there, you can see the G, that's okay. This is the one for the other side, but these other small pieces, sort of, you can see there, these curved little thin strips have got to go around the side. You might be able to just see in there, I've got the one partially fitted. I'm just trying to tease it into the corner, but yeah, you will struggle with these, I would imagine, like I am. So I've just got to try and get this round the corner. I don't think I can do it on camera, but I just thought I'd point out that you will struggle with this bit as I have, I think. Alright then, so finally got there. So there's the rear mask done for the lights. Done it as best I can. I don't think it's perfect, but I had to kind of basically push the mask into position with some cocktail sticks. Yeah, just get them in the right place as best I could. So now I'm going to go and put some paint on it. Now the instructions do say to mask off the roof area, the front bumper and the rear bumper, and spray that black first, but I'm not going to do that, and I haven't drilled the holes either. I have scrubbed the inside out with some hot soapy water and a Brillo pad and scoured it, so there's a few scratches on there. Obviously didn't do that to the windows. Hopefully that will help the paint adhere, and like I say, I'm going to go and blast it with some paint on the inside, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay then, so that's the first layer of paint on, or 3 or 4 layers I've put on. I've emptied the whole tin of this green-blue Absma paint. As you can see, I didn't bother too much with the roof because that's going to be black on the outside in a bit. But what we'll do first is we'll go and give this a coat of silver just to back all of this green, or green-blue, and then when that's dry, I'm going to back it with PS5 black, so that yeah, when you look through the side you can see like black inside rather than the blue or silver. So I'll just get on with that job. So that went okay then. So there's the, well, you can't see the silver, but the silver's under the black, and the black's sealed it all off, so that went okay. But now for the part I've been dreading. To get the black on the outside at the top here, the front bumper, the back, and I'm actually going to try and do the wheel arches as well. I need to get my hobby knife, and I need to score that protective coating very, very lightly all the way around where I want to the black to be, and peel the protective coating off, leaving the rest of it on the body that I want to stay in the blue-green, and spray the PS paint on the outside. So just to make sure where I need to cut to, I've cut out a couple of stickers or decals, and I can see that there I've marked some lines I need to cut below those lines, and also on the back here there's the rear window sticker, so I need to be a bit wider around these hinges, so I need to leave a bit more clear there, and I need to cut below that black line. So I'm going to have a go. Cross your fingers for me, and I'll let you know if it works. Okay, so I've scored all the way around the top as lightly as possible, because I don't want to make an indentation into the Lexan too much to weaken it, but I've just got the corner of this bit here. It's going to be really tricky to see on camera, but let's just hope it comes off okay and doesn't take any of the coating that I want to stay on off, if you know what I mean. But, yeah, it's looking okay. Hope it's picking that up in the light. I think, yeah, looks like we're all right, he says. And I think that was okay. I've got a little bit of a mistake I think here, but there is a sticker that goes across the front here that I can use if I need to, if it's not quite square. I think I've caught a little bit there, but I'll get the other bits done as well that I want, so I don't really need to show you the process of cutting around all of it. And I'll spray black on the outside and we'll see if it works in a bit. Fingers crossed. So it's the moment of truth. Black paint's on, as you can see. Looks a bit of a mess. Now time to get this protective film off, protective coating, and see if it's worked. Well, it's probably going to be a bit of a mess made here because the paint won't stick to the overspray film, and so it's going to flake everywhere, I think. So we're looking pretty good on those arches, I've got to say. You might be able to see I did put a bit of masking tape across that top where I made a bit of a mistake, so hopefully that's done the trick. Okie dokie, well that looks a bit better now, doesn't it? I'm quite chuffed with that. I actually use this Absma black paint, PS paint, and it's kind of dried. I don't know if you can tell on the video, but it's kind of dried a mattish or satin finish, so I don't need to put any clear matte on that. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So we'll get the window mask off next. Okay, so now it's sticker time or decal time. You can see I've had a quick try at the start on that one side. I've got to say, this is another fiddly job. There are a lot of stickers and a lot of them are, I don't know if you can see, they're kind of a matte finish. So you've got to cut really close up to the line. If you leave any of the clear plastic still attached to the main sticker, then you will see that obviously because it will show up being shiny. So yeah, cut them as tight as you can, and also as you can see with these two, they kind of butt up or overlap each other, so you've got to be really accurate with your cutting. Anyway, I've made a start, I've cut a few out, and I'll show you how I stick them on. The main thing is to do a test fit first and make sure you know where the sticker is going to go. They generally line up with the panel lines, so you've got those to use as a reference, and basically make sure it fits okay, make sure you know where it's going to go, check the instructions, and then double check, and then go for it. So I'm just going to cut a thin strip off the top of this backing, just a very thin strip, because I don't want any air bubbles in this, so I only want a little bit sticking on. And then I've got to line the bottom of this decal or sticker up with the line that's on the top of the door there. It looks like it's lined up correctly, so press down on the top where you've cut the backing off, and then with these, because it's a window, we could be getting some bubbles in this if we're not careful, so slowly peel it off and push down as you go, like so, bit by bit, and hopefully we won't get too many bubbles. Knowing my luck, I'll get one or two. Right, now I'm just going to tease the bottom of this with my nail, because there's a bit of a ridge there. And I've got a stick that I generally use just to get right into the corners of any of those forms on the body. I think that's looking okay. You see there's a gap at the top of the window there, but the next piece covers over the top of that, as you'll see in a sec. So as I said, the next piece that goes over the top has got that bit that's going to cover over the gap there, and we've got to fit that like so. Again, just a bit off the rear, and do try to make sure that the window surface is as clear as possible. If you get any dust in there, it will show up. So let's get this lined up. Yeah, that looks like it's going to be okay. Again, bit by bit, rubbing as you go. So hopefully, as I say, we won't get any bubbles. And there we go. That's how I do it anyway. So I'll be here forever if I show you every sticker going on, or decal, but basically that's how it goes. I'll just get on and do the rest. Right then, so that's all the stickers fitted. Oh, well, most of them anyway. I think it went quite well. These were very tricky, as I said they would be earlier, getting them all lined up, but yeah, not too bad. Quite pleased with the way it's come out. As I said, that's all the stickers fitted, apart from these. If you can see, these are horrible windscreen wipers, and I just think they're going to look ridiculous stuck on there. You might be able to see I've got this plastic one here. This is off a Range Rover. Unfortunately, that's for a right-hand drive car. It won't fit this one. It's the wrong way around. But I'm going to try and get some more like this that will fit. And yeah, that will be much better than those stickers. Okay then, so it's time to get all the accessories fitted. As you can see, I've gone and sprayed them all up. The front grille is a gloss black, which I sprayed. And then you've got that decal across the front. And all the other parts are supposed to be satin, but I haven't got any satin, so I've just done more matte black. And I think they've come out okay. This is the rear wheel cover, and I did give this a rub down because there's a big mould line around it, so I rubbed that flat and sprayed that, and there's the stickers on. And the stop light looks pretty cool. You've got your mirrors, which you have to put a sticker on there, and you have to put these kind of glass stickers onto an offcut of Lexan. Might be able to see there's one I used, and you cut them out and you stick the Lexan inside. It's a bit of a faff, but anyway, that's done now. And the fiddliest part is putting this roof rack together. If you can see in the manual here, you've got there's like 3 steps. There's all these fiddly parts. You've got these like U-shaped brackets that clamp it all together. It is a right faff with these tiny screws and washers, but yeah, you just put it together as it shows in the manual. It's not that bad. And again, I've given it a spray over with that matte black, because plastic, well, it just looks like plastic if you don't spray it, I think. Looks much better. Wasn't sure whether I was going to fit this because I think the body looks really cool without it, but as soon as it's there, I think I will fit it. And one more thing is the light buckets. I've already installed the included LEDs that came in the kit. You do have to put some stickers on these rear lenses here that are going to go inside the body. And you've got the light buckets for the front here again. I've already pre-fitted the LEDs. It's just a case of putting the little LED stopper on and a tiny little 2x6 screw. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you have to paint the door handles in the PS body colour. So that's the 3 there that I've done, as you can see. Just got enough left in the can, luckily. And then I've just, to seal it all in, I've just gone over with some clear lacquer. And yeah, they look pretty good. Okay, so let's get cracking. I'll just show you some of these going on, not all of them. As I said before, we'll be here all day. As you can see, I didn't drill any holes in the body. I'm still going to try and mount it with velcro, but that's after all the parts are attached. And now I'm going to start drilling the holes. I always use a reamer, much more accurate, I think, than using an actual drill, and you get a nicer finish. So I'm going to just bore out this first one here. What I tend to do is do it little by little, so start off somewhere near, then get the part, and then I'll test fit the part for the hole and just keep going until it just slides through the hole. As it does now, it's a nice tight fit, and that's how I want all of them. I don't want them all loose and flapping about. So there's another tiny little hole, if you can see, for the little lug at the back there. Just get that one started off. Okay, that's a nice tight fit, so just push that down. And for these pieces, we've got this plate with the holes in that holds that on, so we just pop that over those pins or lugs. Some double-sided tape on there. And it'll be almost impossible for you to see me fitting these on with all the black on black, but it's just pop on that O-ring over the top of the lug and then pop the arc pin through to hold it all in place. And that's how most of these parts are held on. And if I zoom right in, you might be able to see how that's held on. There you go. So I'll just get the front grille on, which gives the car its face. It should look quite nice, and then I'll get on with the rest of it off camera. So find the dimple in the body and get the reamer going. And these holes do have to be quite a lot bigger for the lugs that are going to go through. Okay, so that's just got into place. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? But this time that grill's going to be held in place by the actual light buckets themselves. So we'll get these cut out. So it just pops over there. And one on the other side, and it's just get those two screws in. Right, that's held in place. And now she's got a face. Doesn't that look cool? And so finally, here it is with all those body accessories attached. And yeah, doesn't it look good? They really do finish off the truck. So we've got the spare wheel cover on the back there, we've got the light buckets in, we've got the roof rack on, which looks pretty cool. The mirrors are a nice detail touch. We've got these, I think they're called sighting bars on the front of the bonnet, and you've got that bull bar on the front there, and you've got these kind of towing hitches at the front, at the bottom. Yeah, so plenty of parts on there. And as you can see, I haven't got the light unit fitted yet, which is this thing here. And it's supposed to be powered by this Tamiya double Tamiya plug thing here, but I'm not using that, so I'm going to have to work a way of getting power to it, but I shall do that at a later date. So for now, I'll just show you how I've managed to mount this without using the body posts. You might be able to see there's some velcro there, and there's velcro across the back here, and I'll just show you the chassis. Okay, so what I've done is I've made a kind of U-shaped bracket here at the front that just bolts on with the top of the shock bolts that go through, and that's got velcro on the top of that. And at the back I've just got this L-shaped bracket. I'll just show you, it actually goes on this removable part, which is kind of the battery stopper, and as you can see it's just an angled piece of aluminium, and I've stuck some velcro on the back of that, and hopefully it should go back in there like so, and it doesn't move about. So let's get the body on it. With it being velcro, you can kind of put it in different positions, so it is difficult to line it up exactly. You've got to have a good look around, but once you've got it in place, give it a good push down. That velcro is going nowhere. Look, I can lift the whole chassis up with it, and yeah, it seems to be a nice solid fixture on there. So there you go, no body posts. Hopefully it will stop the body shaking around like it does when the posts, especially those really long ones at the back, wobble about a bit. So that's a nice solid connection there to the chassis. So there you go. I've really enjoyed doing this. It's a lot more detailed than your average Tamiya body and chassis for that matter, but I think it's well worth the effort. I think it's one of Tamiya's most detailed bodies. There's plenty of like little finishing touches on it, and it looks cracking, I think. So what I'll do is I'll get some photographs of this outside in the natural light so you can see what it looks like, and I'll put those at the end of the video. So for now, all that leaves for me to say is thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.